you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. It's a rainy Monday. That was good because, the Giants didn't lose on Sunday, so that was a bonus. I wanted to talk about Andrew Thomas because Andrew Thomas is kind of the whipping boy right now of the New York media, Instagram, Twitter, everything else. They're saying that he could potentially be the Ereck Flowers 2.0 bust. He's the other tackles, that were taken ahead of him are progressing much more quickly than Andrew Thomas. And I want to give my thoughts on Andrew Thomas because, yes, I wanted Isaiah Simmons. I was on the Isaiah Simmons camp until, like a week before draft, and I did a video because we had a gentleman who works around East Rutherford who told us that the Giants were going to select Andrew Thomas, and we did a video on it. So we kind of morphed over then to the Andrew Thomas camp. Now, of course, Isaiah Simmons hasn't really done much in his career in Arizona until yesterday with the big interception of Russell Wilson. So I'm not going to say he's a bust, but I think he only played 7 plays or something like that before he got in the game and made that interception in overtime. So, it's neither here nor there. But Andrew Thomas always seemed to be the more pro-ready tackle coming out of college. Now, all the videos that we had done on Andrew Thomas, and we did a bunch of them because we liked him as one of the players the Giants should draft. Lamb was the other player we did the video on that we wanted, and Isaiah Simmons. But we always said that one of the things that I was concerned about with Andrew Thomas and some of the people that we spoke about Andrew Thomas was his foot speed, his quickness. And I think one of the issues he's having right now is containing the outside rush because he is not getting out of his stance fast enough to make the block, to make the play. And he's getting killed on the speed with the speed rushers. Now, I think his foot speed is fine, and we even said we think he can be corrected with his technique, his feet, his foot speed, and his proper technique could help him correct some of the issues he's having with his foot speed. Because I see the quickness is there with Andrew Thomas. The quickness is there. The issue that I'm really seeing, and I kind of broke down some film the other day because I went back and looked at a couple of the games. I keep saying we. But there's no we anymore. There's just me. I am probably going to have a partner in crime coming up soon, but that'll be another announcement. I used to run a digital replay system made by a company called XOS, and I did that for Tampa and Miami, and I still have an old version of the system, so I still use it now and then to look at film. And you can see the quickness is there for Andrew Thomas. He has that. The problem is his reaction time is terrible. I was actually timing his reaction coming out of his stance and trying to get out to the wing. I was timing that. He just does. His foot placement is still not there. I think, like I said, if you take a look at his quickness and his foot speed, it's above average, but more than acceptable for his position. But his reaction time is just terrible. It's like he can't react fast enough to the outside rush. Now, I don't think that he lacks the strength that is needed to play the position. I would like to see him be more forceful in the run and use his size and his leverage. But like I said, right now I think his biggest issue, and it's an issue that a lot of players are having on the offensive line right now, is that he just doesn't seem to have the proper technique when it comes to the outside rush. Having that end loop around. He just doesn't seem like he can get out there fast enough. And like I said, I don't think it has to do anything with his God-given athletic ability. I think it has to do more with the fact that he just reacts so slowly. He takes so long to recognize what's going on. Now, I also want people to go and look a little bit before you start blaming, because Nate Solder had the same types of issues on the Giants line. So you have to kind of think, and you kind of have to think, what other issues could there be on the offensive line that are causing both Nate Solder and Andrew Thomas to have these issues? And the common denominator and the common factor is Will Hernandez. Will Hernandez just has not played well. And I find it interesting that Nate regressed even more in Will's second year after Will had a terrible sophomore season. And I laugh because in some ways you kind of see the same things happening to Andrew Thomas. So I think it's a amount of there's a large amount of factors to the stunted growth of Andrew Thomas. It's not just Andrew Thomas itself. It's not his athletic ability. It's not all just coaching, and it's not Will Hernandez's fault. I think it's a culmination of all these factors that are causing these issues. Now, people say when Matt Perrette was in there, well, he looked better than Andrew Thomas. Well, no, he looked better on plays than Andrew Thomas. He looked better in the run than Andrew Thomas, but he did not look better in the pass. And like I said, there was a play last week where they didn't get to Daniel Jones, but both Perrette and Thomas gave up pressure from their man on both sides. And they kind of just met at the middle of Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones got rid of the ball. So, I don't think he's a bust. I think he may just take longer to progress. I think he's not. One thing about Eric Flowers was Eric Flowers had all the God-given athletic ability. Eric Flowers didn't want to put in the work. And that's what all the coaches and players said about it. That part is the opposite with Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas wants to put in the work. He does the film study. He's a good kid. We just need to figure out and find a way to help him recognize. There was a couple stunts in the Eagle game that he fell for. And again, that's because he's never seen it. He doesn't have anyone that's helping him. They did have a back help him on a couple plays. But then we saw Devontae Freeman getting railroaded on one of those plays. So, but like I said, after 7 games, I'm not going to sit there and say Andrew Thomas is a bust. And, there have been plenty of first-year starters at the tackle position that look terrible that went on to be all pros. So I think we just need to relax about that. And we just got to give the kid some time to find his place and find his technique. Trade deadline, of course, is coming up November 3rd. And like I said, we got the information that they are saying that Evan Ingram will not be traded, which I find very interesting because, and I did the video on it. I'm not going to rehash it, but you know what? His trade value is so low. Yes, he's been healthy, but his production's been sporadic. So he doesn't have a high trade value. I know someone said, well, his trade value is a 3rd-round pick. Your trade value is what another team is willing to pay. No, that's what it is. And right now, I can't see a team giving up a 3rd-round pick right now for Evan Ingram. Unless they see the potential. And then if they see the potential, if you're the Giants, you hold out for number 2, you hold on for a 2nd-rounder. But who else could be moved? Like I said, I think Kevin Zeidler, who's had a very subpar season, I think he should probably be shipped out, probably for a late-round pick, maybe a 5th or a 6th. The player-for-player trades are very rare in the NFL. So you're mainly looking for draft assets, and I would like to see Shane Lemieux or even Spencer Pulley, come out and see what they can do. Same with Matt. I'd like to see Matt Perrette, see what he can do. Why not? At this point in time, we're 1-6. It's going to take one hell of a run to make the playoffs. Who the hell would have thought that the Eagles and the Redskins would be leading this division? Like I said, the Redskins have to be kicking themselves right now. Freaking Rivera must be like, damn, I shouldn't have took the points off the board, went for the field goal, went into overtime, probably would have won the game, and then I'm in the driver's seat in division of 3 and 4. How freaking crazy is that, though? But like I said, I think Kevin Zeidler should be someone we should look at moving. Same with Golden Tate. We can always bring back one of the 4,368 Victor Cruzes, because Austin Mack is just tearing up the league. That's just a joke, guys. But like I said, I think to a contender, Golden Tate may be worth their 4 or 5, 5th-round pick. Maybe even maybe something like a 5th and a 7th, something crazy like that. But, I do think that, like I said, it's time to see. We have a dearth at wide receiver. We have no depth, but it is just something that we, probably should just take a look for the assets because he's not going to be in the long-term plans of the New York Football Giants. Kyler Freckwell. Kyler's on a 1-year, 4.5. He's played well enough to have some assets. If you only got a 6 for Marcus Golden, you'll probably get a 6 for Kyler. Again, how much do we want to deplete the linebacking core that it's already pretty well depleted? What's his name? Sheard is coming. We'll be able to play next week, so that'll be interesting as well. I mean, but I think he would have some type of value. I don't want to trade Dalvin Tomlinson. I think Dalvin Tomlinson can be part of the future of this team. He is young enough that if we make a turnaround, that he could be there. And like I said, you know who I'd like to see play some more? That's Austin Johnson. Every time I watch the Giant game, there's every couple plays that you're like, who the hell's number 98 who just made an awesome play? And it's Austin Johnson. I'm not sure why he's not getting as many snaps as he probably should be. I mean, I don't know what he's only 26 years old. I mean, he's I don't know why he's not getting as many snaps as he potentially should be, to be honest. I mean, but when you see him in the game, I know he's only got 4 tackles, I think, on the season. But you see him in the games, you see he has the ability to be a disruptor on the line. You know, he could be like Leonard Williams with the almost sack. He's got the almost got to the ball carrier. But and in all seriousness, he has some ability to fill in. And like I said, when he does seem to be on the field, good things seem to happen. I believe he had didn't he have a forced fumble against the Rams? Yeah, he did. He had a forced fumble against the Rams. So I mean, I would like to see him play some more. See him to get some more playing time. But I think, like I said, I think those are the guys we're probably going to try to move. You're not going to move anyone like Peppers. You know what? Peppers may have an intrinsic trade value because of the fact that the only thing I do not like about Peppers is the fact that he looks like a world beater one play, and then he looks like he has no clue what he's doing the next. So his consistency is his biggest problem as well. But like I say, so you're not going to move him. You're not going to move Logan Ryan. I mean, Logan Ryan would probably have some trade value right now as well. But again, you can't deplete your entire team. I know we're 1-6, but we still need to be competitive. And Lord knows what could happen in this division. But like I said, I would probably move Kyler. I would move Golden Tate, and I would move Zeidler. Get some assets, even if they're later round draft choices. That's fine. We need to restock the cupboard. We thought we'd keep doing that with all these other trades we made, and that hasn't worked out too well. But again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could subscribe, if you ring the bell, I think you know what that means. That'd be awesome.